Hello, hello, my friends. Another dedicated candle review for you today. We are kind of throwing it back a little bit here. Today, I'm going to be reviewing the fragrance Leaf Peeper from Kringle Candle. Now, this is not a new fragrance to Kringle. I purchased this, gosh, probably way back in either May or June during one of the buy one, get one sales that Kringle does on occasion. And for whatever reason, I thought that I had a review of this candle up on my channel, but somehow it slipped through the cracks. So I figure while I currently have this candle in my collection, now would be a good time to go ahead and share my thoughts on this fragrance. At the time that I am reviewing this candle, it is still listed as being 30% off on the Kringle website. That is not only in this large 2-wick format, but this fragrance is also available in the extra large 4-wick format. That's 32 ounces of 100% soy wax. All of the tumbler vessels at Kringle are 100% soy wax. I do believe that this fragrance is also available in daylight and wax melts. So a lot of the Kringle faithful are already familiar with this fragrance, but there are always new people discovering new brands all the time. And so I thought that it would be helpful to share my thoughts on this candle in case you are eyeing it. So this candle that I am reviewing today is one of their large 2-wick 22-ounce vessels. The pour date of this specific candle is February 18th, 2025. I do reference pour dates if I can in a lot of my review videos or batch numbers. However, I will say with 100% soy wax candles, my experience with them is that unlike brands like, say, Homeworks, where I feel like their candles intensify or cure a little bit longer, I don't really find that to be the case with 100% soy wax candles. I do feel like their performance stays pretty consistent if you are about a month out of a pour date with them. But I do always like to reference that just for the sake of referencing it on my videos. Leaf Peeper has fragrance notes, top notes of crisp green apple, peach slices, dewy greens, mid notes of clove, cinnamon, and autumn acorns, base note of lakeside woods, tonka bean, and musk. So, if you are unfamiliar with Kringle, or maybe you're just getting acclimated to the brand, this is pretty much their take on Bath and Body Works leaves. Now, I know that some brands, they don't always like it when you do comparisons. Kringle has never actually, they've never said anything about that. I do know that Harry Slatkin doesn't always like the comparisons. However, Bath and Body Works is a very accessible brand, shall I say, and a lot of people are very familiar with some fragrances that have been around for a long time with them. And so that is why sometimes I like to give that comparison. So that way, if you are purchasing this candle or you're interested in purchasing candles from Kringle, which most people have to place online blind buy orders from unless you are near their company store in Bernardston, Massachusetts, I feel like it's good to give those comparisons. So if you are somebody who likes Bath and Body Works leaves, but maybe you are looking for a cleaner burn, maybe you're looking for, you're wanting to burn 100% soy wax candles, then this is their take on it. Now, is it absolutely identical to leaves? No, it's not. Bath and Body Works, the notes that they list on their website for leaves are crisp red apple, golden nectar, and warm clove spice. So their fragrance notes are a little bit more pared down. Are they in the same fragrance family? Absolutely. Would I say that they're siblings? Yes, I would. To me, though, you guys, I am going to say Leaf Peeper. I think I am going to give the edge over leaves, because leaves for a lot of people can be very a lot of people find leaves to be very much a smack you in the face type of fragrance. Now, I know that there's a lot of people who like fragrances like that, but a lot of people have actually always said, hey, I don't buy leaves because it's just too much for me. Now, I do not currently have leaves in my collection because, like I said, I feel like Leaf Peeper scratches that itch for me. To me, I definitely get the apple note, but this is also kind of like an outdoorsy type of fragrance. I do get a hint of that clove note in here, but again, this is not a gourmand scent to my nose. The base note of Lakeside woods, tonka bean, musk, those are definitely there. That's what gives this kind of that like outdoorsy type of vibe. Again, peach slices, dewy greens, crisp green apple, that gives kind of a sweet fruitiness to it. But to my nose, this is not as overtly sweet or as, I would say, pungent to the nose as Bath & Body Works leaves. I think that because they use a nectar element in their formulation of that candle, I think that sometimes that can come across a little bit cloying or too sweet for people. Whereas I feel like the top notes in this candle are a little bit more toned down in leaf peeper. I feel like they're maybe, I guess the best way that I could say is I feel like this candle is a little bit more well balanced with those fragrance notes. Whereas I feel like leaves from Bath & Body Works can just be a lot. And again, there's a lot of people who really enjoy that. And if you are one of those people who do, then go right on ahead and keep buying it. But for me personally, I like leaf peeper because it's just slightly more subdued. I am a type of person, I've mentioned this in my candle reviews, but if you're new to my channel, for me personally, I like fragrance to be well established when I walk into a home or a room, but I don't want it necessarily overtaking everything. I don't want it to completely smack me in the face. So when I give a strength and throw of about an 8, that is usually perfection for me. Anywhere between a 7 and an 8 is perfection for me. So why don't we go ahead and segue into the performance of this candle. You can see I've actually had this lit for about 4 hours right now. Good solid wicks on it, solid flames. You can see these are not accumulating a lot of excess soot. The wicks are not getting there's not too much carbon residue at the end, which therefore gives this a very, very clean burn. As always with the 100% soy wax, you can see nice, just clean wax pool there. No sootiness or murkiness. Very, very nice. Very, very nice wax pool going there. That being said, you guys, this fragrance in this format for me is about a 6 in terms of strength and throw. This is not a powerhouse. This is one that fills definitely my closed concept bedrooms very well. It's definitely noticeable, but again, it's not overtaking my senses. I definitely notice it. Again, but if I were to place this out in the open concept in this 2-wick format, I find that it doesn't give me the oomph that I necessarily desire in an open concept. So my suggestion would be that now that this fragrance is available in their 4-wick format, if you have an open concept area that you would like to enjoy this fragrance in, I would definitely recommend that you pick up the 4-wick vessel. Like I said, at the time that I am filming this, I do believe that these candles are currently 30% off. I don't know when that sale is going to end, but we have seen Kringle running some pretty good, decent sales as of late. And now that you know that sometimes you can get those candles at a percent off, it's a good deal. So I would just say if you want to burn this in a closed concept, you don't want to be smacked in the face. If that's kind of always been kind of your avoidance with Bath & Body Works leaves, then I think in this 2-wick format, you're going to be fine with it in a closed concept, but in an open concept, my recommendation would be to go with the 4-wick. I personally love pairing this fragrance with their Autumn Amber. I did do a review last year on Autumn Amber, and I have mentioned that that fragrance is very similar to Bath & Body Works Autumn. I've always loved burning autumn with leaves, and so it makes perfect sense that I like burning this Autumn Amber with leaf peeper. Another fragrance that I am actually burning this candle with currently is Caramel Sundays Crisp Country Apple. If you happen to have purchased that in their September restock, the two of them pair really nicely together. Also, if you happen to have Caramel Sundays Always Autumn, that is their take on Bath & Body Works Autumn. So it tends to be a nice pairing. But overall, you guys, this fragrance is one of the staple scents that I would always have in my fall lineup. I have always mentioned this, that if I was not a YouTuber, if I was not a reviewer, this is a fragrance that you would find in my lineup year in and year out. It is just a very nostalgic fragrance. Everybody in my family seems to love it, and it definitely gets 2 thumbs up from me. Just be aware that the performance may vary depending on your home layout. and the size of the room that you are wanting to burn them in. If you happen to want to purchase this candle when it is not on a discount, or maybe you are wanting to save some money on shipping and throw in maybe some reserves or other items that are not on sale, I do have an affiliate discount code with Kringle. It is Katie15. It will save you 15% off of the full priced items in your cart. Usually those discount codes can be applied, like I said, if you have a sale item in your cart, but then you have a full priced item in your cart as well, usually the discount code will apply to the full priced item, but it will not give you additional savings off of an already discounted item. So I wanted you to be aware of that. Also be aware that that code is eligible for a commission. So I do thank you in advance if you do choose to use it. Always helps me out a little bit with being able to get new candles to review for all of you guys, and I genuinely appreciate it when you choose to use my code. So anyways, you guys, let me know in the comment section down below if this is a staple in your fall lineup. Let me know if you notice differences from this one in leaves. Chime in, because I'm just one voice. I know that a lot of us read through the comment section, and a lot of you guys also offer some great insights. So always feel free to add those down in the comments section below. Please hit thumbs up if you found this review helpful. Consider subscribing to my channel if you are new. I do want to say thank you so very, very much for spending your time here with me today. And until my next one, I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day. Bye.